Hey guys, it's Denise or Serendipity. The announcement is that I may or may not be starting a cover channel, so I'll keep you guys up to date for that. It's really out of my comfort zone, so that's kind of why I want to do it. And actually that kind of ties into what I want to talk about today, which is my near-death experience. So, as many of you may know, I went to Mexico a few weeks ago for my cousin's wedding. And it was all good and fun until I almost died. No, seriously, I know I exaggerate a lot, but I actually thought that I had lived my last day of life. So let's just go into the story. Here is Playa del Carmen, and here is me. Okay, wait, here's me. I am half the size of the average person, and therefore 2 times more likely to get sucked into the abyss that is the ocean. Just so you guys know. Basically, we were at the beach and it was high tide. If you guys haven't been to the ocean before, or you don't know what it's like to be in the ocean during high tide, just so you know, the waves are so strong that no matter how hard you push, they'll just push you back to the shore. So I was trying to push out there and I was wearing my big pink floaty, which was a great idea at first. I had a really hard time trying to get past the big waves, but my cousin's boyfriend, Dale, saw me struggling. Dale is a really big guy, Exhibit A, so he was able to kind of push me past the shore after a few attempts, and after a lot of struggles and paddling, we finally got to where everybody else was. So me, being the daredevil that I am, that and having the security of a floating device, I wanted to keep going deeper. So Dale and I just kept swimming farther and farther out into the ocean. Let me just outline what it looks like. The ocean goes from lighter to darker. And if you're looking into the ocean from the shore, there are 2 black strips way past the squared off boundary where you're supposed to swim. These 2 black strips are just huge rock formations. And we swam way past the barrier onto the first rock, which we thought would be a really good idea because, hey, we can touch the ground again. And then we thought it'd be a better idea to swim 10 meters past that rock onto the second rock. So we kept swimming and the waves were getting really big and you could barely see the people behind us because the waves would just kind of suck you under. And remember how I said the waves were so strong that they would just push you back to shore? Yeah, well, once you got past the rocks, the waves would actually hit the rocks and then be sent backwards into the ocean, and therefore so were Dale and I. And it was hard enough to maneuver with this huge pink floaty around me. It kept my head above the waves, but it was so hard to move and it kept floating backwards. This is when I had a heart attack because we started to get separated and I was literally on the verge of crying. I thought I was going to die because he couldn't get to me and I couldn't get to him. There was no foreseeable way that I could get past the 2 rocks because I could barely get past the shore at first. Thankfully, Dale, being the big guy that he was able to push past the big waves and grab my hand the split second that a huge wave came crashing over us and tumbling us over the first rock, which was the biggest relief of my life. As soon as we got past the first rock, we started swimming like mad. And we were basically gasping for air the second that we touched the shore. That is the story of how I almost died, and it was absolutely terrifying. But to be honest, it was actually probably my favorite day on the entire trip, which sounds really strange, but let me explain this to you. Almost dying put this idea into perspective for me. And that is the idea that the moments you are afraid are the moments that you know you're alive. Man, can I tell you that moment I knew I was alive more than I ever have in my entire life. See, if I never went into the ocean and tried to go deeper and deeper, then maybe I would have been saved the scare, but then I wouldn't have a story to tell. And I'm not saying go out into the ocean and try to get yourself killed, but I am saying that I'm glad I took the risk because now I really understand that life does begin at the end of your comfort zone. So if you feel like life is mundane and boring and routine, then the solution is to do something that scares you, because I promise you will change your mind. There is a certain kind of euphoria that you get from the thrill of being uncomfortable. Guys, seriously, step out of your comfort zone and you won't regret it. Like, when is the last time you heard someone say, "Oh my god, I stepped out of my comfort zone and now I hate my life"? Never, because nobody says that, because stepping out of your comfort zone is awesome and doing adventurous, crazy things is awesome. So this is the epiphany I had when I almost died. Comment below what your scariest moments have been, or what you're most afraid to do. This has been Serendipity. Get it? Because Seren. Okay. I'll see you guys next Tuesday. But this is just when the topic has been on my mind.